Small Town Scuttlebutt.
I noticed that you just used our restroom.
I did. It was a wonderful pee.
Did you like that?
I did. It was fantastic. I love the shower, the glass shower. I had a hotel room in Miami once. I was by myself, and the bathroom was all glass, so you could see the toilet.
Put the mic down.
Put the mic down. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Try not to break it.
I'll try not to do that. There we go.
All right, back to your exciting bathroom story.
So there's a bathroom in Miami, Florida, downtown. I could walk to see the Heat game, so I could get blackout drunk and walk back through Miami. One of the safer things to do in life. And I in the bathroom in the hotel room was just glass. You could see the toilet and everything. And I'm just like, and it was one bed. And so I'm like, couples have stayed in this before,
sure,
you know?
Of course.
So I'm like, I see the bathroom and I'm like, oh, you must like when you turn the lights on, it like blacks out or something. Like, no, it's just a clear. So you're just like with your wife or God forbid visiting colleges in southern Florida with your mom or dad. And you're like, I got to drop a deuce. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you can see like I just want to know the pitch meeting of like, hey, we want see-through bathrooms so everyone can see everyone at all times. Like people who stay in hotel rooms, it's usually like couples or like families.
Right. Or, a cheap company that has two sales guys double up.
Yeah, that would be. I've never had to travel for work and had people pay for it, but if they did, I would be like, I will just give me half and I'll figure it out. I'll find my own room. But yes.
Well, I bring up the usage of our bathroom to kick things off because I'm kind of hyper vigilant on how people do things and whatnot. You left the toilet seat up.
Did I? I apologize.
No, don't.
Yeah.
I'd like to make an argument that should be the standard.
I guess.
You know what? Here's my theory. Ready?
Yeah.
So I was in the bathroom the other day at the Model Cafe.
Yes.
Okay. But by the way,
Alston, I used to live right next to it.
Best bathroom in the world.
Is it? Okay.
It's a work of art.
I mean, I would say Sullivan's Tap myself, but
okay.
Yeah.
The graffiti, it's floor to ceiling, just tagged, and it looks great. But the toilet seat was down, and it was now one of these. It's a single occupancy bathroom, but they advertise it as all genders or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's one toilet, yet we have to make the political statement that it's all genders, where you're like, no crap.
Yeah, no shit. It's one person at a time.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because it's
just sometimes when people, I'm not a political person whatsoever, and I don't care really about anything, but when people say all gender bathroom and it's one toilet, it's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
I actually had speaking of bathrooms, a quite the emergency once when I was living in Revere on a bus going back to my place. And I was just like, I finally discovered I can't drink milk. And it was during this year where I was just like, all of a sudden, like, I have to shit and I have to shit now. Like, what's going on? And I was on a bus and I had to shit and I had to shit now. I get off, I go in this diner and it was a men's room and a women's room, but it was only one toilet. So I see the women's room is one toilet and I'm like, I'm going to shit my pants.
Take it.
So I go in and this waitress is like, that's the women's room. What do you? I'm like,
it's a bathroom.
Would you rather me shit my pants in your diner or go in this one single stall? Like, it's just no.
I don't even care about the men's, women's, whatever. If it's a single occupancy bathroom, it's just a bathroom.
Exactly.
Anyway, your point about you left the toilet seat up. I endorse it, and I think it's a courtesy because the other day went to use the restroom. The all gender single occupancy bathroom at the Model Cafe in Alston, and had to lift the toilet seat up and do my thing, take a whiz. But I'm thinking, who knows what the average conduct of a guy is? Like usually have you ever walked into a bathroom?
Did you kick it open or did you use your hand to open it?
I actually used my hand.
Wow,
the bathroom, it looked like it just got cleaned.
Yeah,
it looked really
okay.
nice.
Well, that's
but
good.
I mean, it's a pretty common sight to see piss all over the toilet seat, right?
You're an animal if you do that.
Yes,
by the way.
but men are animals. I more often than not, I'm always paying attention. I'm like, is that guy gonna wash his hands? Nope, not wash his hands.
Hey man, my dick's clean. I'm fine.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
unless
I wash
pee
my
on my
hands
hands
all the time.
Unless I pee on my hands, I'm not a big. If you see me in the bathroom, I'm going to say I wash my hands maybe 50% of the time.
Mhm.
And sometimes I just do it because there's a lot of people and people are looking at me. So I'll wash my hands.
Yeah, out of
But
shame.
most of the time, I'm just like, my dick's clean. It's fine. It's not, trust me, it doesn't touch much. So it's, it's fine.
Well, I thought to myself, I'm going to keep this toilet seat up because men are animals.
Yes.
And if I put it back down and a guy comes in after me, roll the dice. Flip a coin. He's either going to kick it up, or he's just going to piss and maybe not
and just
touch
piss. I don't know. You're not. If the seat's down, you're pissing on the seat.
Yeah, and then a woman will go there, and I just feel like, so you know what? I feel like we need to, now that we're doing this with the bathrooms, I feel like the new standard should be, did you leave the toilet seat up?
Yeah.
Because as a woman, I would think that they would like to rather pull down a dry, clean toilet seat
than have
hover over. Yeah.
But also, when men piss on the toilet seat, like you got to think in public restrooms. At Sullivan's Tap. Sullivan's Tap. I've seen it twice. Men poop at Sullivan's Tap, and it's just a single toilet.
How can you do that?
I don't.
How can you do that as a human being?
In dire circumstances? Like I said, there was times when I realized I can't drink milk, and there's times in life we've all had it. Not everyone's perfect. Sometimes you gotta poop, and you gotta poop right now.
Okay.
And the fact that men piss all over things and think it's funny, it's like, dude, you have once in your life been at a Red Sox game or at some sporting event or at a bar, or you ate something and it just didn't sit right, and you're like, oh my God, I'm doing this here,
Yeah.
Think of it back in high school when that happened. Like, people are like, oh, I never pooped in high school. Someone pooped in school. Everyone pooped in school at least once because you had to, like something happened with your body where it's happening and it's happening now. So when people piss all over the toilet seat, I'm just like, you're less of a human being, and if you do it, wipe it off yourself. Don't make someone else, because someone at that day might be in a situation where they're like, I have to poop, or in the case it might be same sex and a woman's got to sit down. But yes, end of rant on that.
Yeah, no, I don't care about the other guys. It's like it's survival. But now that we're entering women into the group here,
yes.
I just think I'm more of a gentleman. Also, I'm so regular that I am never taking a shit anywhere but my own house.
In my 40s, I'm regular. If I don't poop by 11, then I'm not pooping that day. And it's usually before the shower out. But great. Every once in a while, I mean, hey man, every once in a while things happen. I think the other day I had 3 in one day because something happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I had ice cream the night before. Yeah,
ice cream. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Lactose.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a nerd. Got the lactose problem.
You're back on the show again. This is your second
time.
You got invited back.
I did.
You know how, like, if Johnny Carson liked a stand-up comic, he'd let them come sit down on the couch? Well, this is nothing like that.
Yeah.
There's no glory in this.
I think there is.
Okay, well, thank you.
I came up with a joke that I'm still using about the graduation signs in people's front yards. I came up with that on your show, and I was really proud of that.
Well, after this, we're going to go do a show in Medfield. I'm hosting, put it together. You're on it.
Very excited.
You should use that joke. I mean,
I will.
It was born here in Medfield, Massachusetts.
It was born here. Yeah.
Okay, so good to have you back. We changed the setup.
This is very more YouTube feelish and very professional. Even though the other one was professional too.
Yeah, I've been pushed by friends and partners to do this stuff, and my guy was like, we got to get these.
You have a guy?
Yeah. He's like, we got to get these clips or these shorts. We got to put them on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just started yesterday, and he called me today, and he's like, have you been looking at your analytics? And I'm like, I wouldn't even know how to do that. He's like, you've got over 30,000 views already. I'm like, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think 30,000 is a nice number.
That sounds good. That's a good number. I mean, take that.
It didn't say that 30,000 people liked what they saw. It just says it got in front of the eyeballs.
Yeah.
Which if these are normal people, that's 60,000 eyeballs.
That's a lot of eyeballs.
Right.
I need to. I'm gonna start doing my show, the Mike O'Brien show. You can go on the interwebs and find it, I guess, on the podcast, on the platforms and all that stuff.
Really? Is it up now?
Well, yeah, it's from like a year ago. I had to stop doing it because of work, and I only have one day to really. During work, I could only do it one day, and had quite the family thing with all my old people went old people at the same time. And Thursdays was my day to go back to Western Massachusetts and deal with all that.
Oh, family.
And so, yeah, they get in the way of everything, especially old people. It's weird when you deal with old people because you're just like, oh, old people. But I'm like 20 years away, 25 years away from this. And so I'm like taking mental notes like, don't do that. Don't do that. Listen, old people, listen to people. That's all of my learning experience with old people.
I feel
listen
like
to people.
Yeah, the word is purge, right?
Yeah.
You don't need that shit. Just get rid of it.
Just the Eskimos had it best, if you could say that. I don't know what you can call them now, but the people who lived on in cold places where you put them on icebergs and just push them off. I think that it would be good. I would, if I was sitting around watching court TV all day like my aunt with dementia, I'd be like, put me on an iceberg and push me off. I would do that. Yeah.
Well, I looked you up. So I went to ChatGPT.
Oh, I thought you meant like right now you were looking me up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
ChatGPT 5. My prompt was, give me a backgrounder on Mike O'Brien from Boston, who is a stand-up comic and also a Boston Duck Tours guide.
Mm-hmm.
Make mention of his social media presence as well.
Wow.
So you want to see what...
So now you were involving the Terminator in this? This is scary.
Well, it's interesting to see what pops up.
Yeah, let's see.
Criminal record.
Yeah, probably twice. I've been arrested twice.
Public masturbation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I haven't been arrested for that, though. You can't catch me.
Yeah, you get away with it.
You can't catch me on that one. Yeah.
All right, it says Mike O'Brien is based in
songs.
Boston. Frequently appears in the North End near the TD Garden.
Wow, that's pretty accurate on the news. Yeah.
Yeah, he wears two hats. Stand-up comedian. He performs comedy in Boston and uses his comedic instincts in public appearance settings.
Public appearance settings, you mean harassing local news reporters?
That's probably.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Tour guide on Boston's famous duck boat tours.
Goddamn right, yelling at Steve Kerr on the side of the street.
That went viral.
That went viral. That's one of the many viral moments of. Yeah. Who else did I?
How many viral moments do you have?
I don't know. I don't know.
More
5?
than one.
We'll say over under 5.
What do you constitute being viral?
Well, my biggest one is I'm not in it, but these kids were crossing, these white college kids all dressed the same, were crossing the street after Lumineers coming out of the Park Street subway.
Yep.
And that has like 2.4 million views. And I've started, I think
you
I've
must have been commentating or
I
something.
just said, tell me, I forgot what I posted, but I was like, tell me you're leaving a Lumineers concert without telling me you're leaving a Lumineers concert, like something like that.
Yep.
And then also like, well, we're talking about that, how something blows up. I did it at night, but there's some hashtag that blew it up. You have to catch like the bee's knees hashtag of the day, and then it will blow up, and then that will blow up. But then also it became a race war in my comments of just, if it was a rap concert, they'd have guns. And it was just, I think I've solved the race crisis. But the best part is I like every single one. Like someone could say the most racist, vile thing, and I just heart it. Because then they come back because they see that you hearted it.
Yeah.
So that's another view. So that's another view. And then they'll comment on something else, and then it's the never ending circle. My Instagram, when I go on my Instagram, it's just people liking and commenting on that. And that was, it was in July, something like that. Still, like every day, I get close to like 10,000 views on just these white kids crossing the street. It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because the average Instagram following doom scroller is like, feed me nonsense.
And then I'll click on some of the things, and it's just like people with like following 5 people. I mean, they're bots. Half of them are bots, are just like, I don't know. Like, you're just looking at some of these and you're like, who are you?
If it's an Asian woman who hits you up to get together sometime.
Yeah. I'm looking for a boyfriend. That's my Twitter. Yeah. My Twitter DMs is just Asian women with the name Steve in their profile. So they hacked into somebody's profile, never changed the name. And then they're like, and it's the most beautiful Asian woman you'll ever see in your life. And they're just saying, I'm looking for a boyfriend. Can we talk or something? Yeah. Yeah. That's that's all my Twitter is.
There's
but that's
millions
not
of
Instagram.
Beautiful Asian women that have no idea that they've got these accounts. It says he guides or works as a driver host on such tours. All right. His tour guide work gives him a stage of sorts, being out in public, near news crews and major sporting events, which merges with his comedic personality. All right.
Well, that is more, I mean, the Chappie GT's lying. I don't get on the news because of my job. I get on the news because I live in the North End, which is a 7-minute walk from the TD Garden. And that's where they are whenever something happens, because it's not only is it the TD Garden, so it's all sports stuff that I'm on.
Yeah.
But it's also people coming off the train. So when they're just like, hey, what do you think of the weather? They go there because people are coming off of North Station and there's like 1,000 people leaving at once and they can grab these people. And also, so for those of you listening who aren't familiar, I'm the guy on the street and watching. We had 30,000 people watching on the YouTube.
By the time this blows up,
yeah, 30, 32,000, 30,007
million.
Yeah. I'm also wearing 2 different socks. Now I'm all self-conscious. A BU sock and an Arizona sock. That's for my job, but I just grabbed socks and didn't think I'd be showing off my socks. But
I don't think
I am.
I got the waist up.
Waist up,
or
perfect.
knee
And
up,
I have
think.
2 of the most beautiful matching pairs of socks you'll ever see.
No one cares
in your
about your
life.
socks. Let me ask you. Let me say this. So here's an example. While giving duck boat tours during the NBA Finals, he noticed the Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr standing on the sidewalk. O'Brien heckled him over the tour microphone.
This came up on ChatGPT.
Yeah, I'm reading a clip that made
freaky.
local and some national media.
National. Yeah, actually, that was messed up. So, I'm an attention
you did
whour.
it so nonchalantly too, talking smack, and he gave it back to you. Didn't
That
he?
was the local news. My man Eli Rosenberg did a whole story on me about it. You can Google it. Google Michael Bryan, Steve Kerr. Google Michael Bryan, Boston Globe. There's an article about me on the Boston Globe about being the man on the street. But we'll go back to the Steve Kerr thing first before I get into the man on the street thing. So Steve Kerr's on the side of the road. They're in the NBA Finals. There's a Paul McCartney concert at Fenway Park, and we have to go up Dalton Street by the Sheridan Hotel, and we're just in standstill traffic. We're not moving. And Deshaun, my driver, because we have a driver and a narrator. I'm the narrator. I don't drive. And Deshaun hits me and goes, dude, that's Steve Kerr. And I look over and I was like, hey, Steve Kerr. And then I said, you know what we do on these I meant to say bad boys, but my tongue kind of stopped moving and it sounded weird. I almost said white boys. It sounded like over the thing. But we do world championship parades, and he starts jawing back at me. I'm jawing at him, but it's all like nice. I'm not like calling him a fucking idiot or whatever.
You're right.
And then my lady friend, Macy Mary Perkins, was on board just randomly because she works at the Prudential Center, and she got out of work, and that tour was at like 5:30, and she got out of work, and she was like, I'll do your tour. Like, there's no one on it. And so we did it, and she was recording it. I think I even looked at her and gave her a nod to be like, hey, record this right now.
We're going viral.
Yeah. And so she recorded it. We uploaded it. And at the time, actually, this is pretty funny. I was working at the jail. During COVID, I was working at the jail. I was a jail guard because I lost my job at Duck Tours. And then when Duck Tours came back, I was working like 1 day a week, 2 days a week. And this was one of those days. And I'm sitting in the unit, and I told people about it. And then all of a sudden, in my unit, the phone starts ringing. And then on the TV in the unit, I just hear, "Oh, O'Brien!" And it was on the news.
That's awesome.
And so that kind of blew up big time.
Yeah.
They like asked Steve Kerr about it in press conferences and stuff. But then, speaking of Twitter, where all you get is the hacked bot accounts of beautiful Asian women, like months later, all I got from my office was that NBC 10 wants to do a piece on you. And I was just like, dude, there's more want to do this. You know, like, you know, when you're like, this is huge. Like, this is the only person that's called the office to try to do an interview with me.
Yeah.
Because I want to take this.
Need some PR representation.
As we were talking before, I want to get my social media up so I can do more comedy shows, you know? So I'm like, this is a way to get to that, you know?
Right.
And so anyways, my office says, yeah, this is one guy. And then months later, I go in my like hidden files of Twitter. You know, when you're like, if you're not friends with people, it goes to a different file. I find that, and it's like literally the Today Show. It's Good Morning America. It's like all these like huge things that wanted to do a thing with me, trying to contact me, and I never saw the DM. But they also said we contacted the office. And But who knows? They might have just never. They might have left an answer machine where there's never an answer machine. And I'm also 44 and just referred to voicemail as an answer machine. But that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you replay the tape.
That's what I do.
I like that you have boundaries. It says it right here. He draws a boundary. While he will comment on, quote, something stupid, sports, pop culture, local oddities,
Yeah.
he declines to comment on tragedies or major serious news.
So now they got
that
the
came
article.
from the Boston Globe.
Yeah. So GPT, did they pay for the Boston Globe subscription to read the article? Because you can read the article. Like I said, if you Google Michael Bryant Boston Globe, the article will come up, but it'll say you have to pay $1 to read the article. So does ChatGPT, do they pay for the article?
I just asked for, basically a rundown of who you are.
That freaks
broke
me
it
out.
up. Early and dual career profile, media presence and man on the street fame,
Yeah.
comedy style and persona, social media and digital footprint, why he stands out in local relevance.
That's what you put in? You
things
put that
to note,
that's
potential
what's saying.
caveats. This is what it's
I'm
coming
about to
up
say,
with.
you don't say caveat. Come on now.
No, that's a big word. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. It's
I don't even know if I pronounce caveat.
This thing that
caveats.
Tom Hanks ate in Big, and he didn't like it.
And then there's the quick summary. You know what's not in here, which is kind of annoying, is your appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
That should have. Yeah. So that was another one. So
like you're on Jimmy Kimmel, and there's no reference to that.
There's no reference to it because he never said my name. So
that's true.
So so as we're referring to the man on the street, they're always the man on the street. If you guys aren't familiar, did we? I don't know if we talked about this the last time, but hey, we got new followers
we talked
and visitors.
About the other thing.
Yeah.
That's why I want to move on. But this was newer, I believe.
Yeah. Well, the Jimmy Kimmel thing has happened since we last talked. But for those of you who didn't see the last episode of me on here, the man on the street, the whenever like the Celtics win the championship, like the subway breaks down, the local news will interview like local people on the street. I've been the man on the street like over 100 times. If I were to put a clip of me,
you have a sizzle reel.
I have many sizzle reels. They're minute long. Like I could make one that's like 25 minutes long.
I mean, it's almost like a daily thing. You walk home from work, you see Channel 5, you walk up, hey, you need a man on the street, and then you give good stuff.
Yeah.
What do you say your hit rate is? What are you batting?
Well, it's also the worst part about it is I don't have control over the edit.
Yeah.
So some of them finally have caught on. Like the reporters now know me and they know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And they will now, some of them will put the funny stuff on there.
Okay.
Others will not.
Yeah.
And so then they'll put me on because they have like, they need to interview these people. They need to cut it. They need to write their little 2-minute spiel of what they're going to say.
Sure.
So they're trying to get this done as quickly as possible. So that's why I'm always interviewed.
Yeah, we're going live in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
We need a clip.
But so some of them will just be like, I think the Celtics are going to win and they're a really good team or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll put that on. But then other times they'll put like, what did I say when the Bruins coach got fired? Something like, he got a bunch of money, he'll be fine, or something like I said something like that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes they'll say they'll put the ridiculous stuff, but I'll talk for like 3-4 minutes, say the most absurd shit possible, and then they'll just put like, because you have to still have that segue of that normal thing.
Yeah,
so they'll find the normal thing, put the normal thing on, and then people are like, oh, that wasn't funny. I was like, I didn't edit it. Dude, you didn't have me ranting about my socks, whatever.
So you're kind of doing an open mic.
You're doing an open mic and you're just kind of, now I know usually where they are. I know when they're going to be there.
So they have a
I know the
pattern.
times. There's a pattern.
Really?
They're there at certain times.
You
They're
sound
there
like a
for
serial
certain
killer.
stories. Yeah, I know things. Yeah.
You can kill these
Channel
people.
7, some reporters of Channel 7 will not put me on the air anymore. They just like, no. Yeah,
Really?
Channel 7 is,
That sounds like-
some
that sounds
reporters
like-
on Channel 7 are a flat out no.
That sounds
Yeah.
like integrity.
Yeah, they don't. They're just not in on the joke.
Oh, they're not getting. They're okay.
I think they just take themselves too seriously. It's one thing, like I said, I'm not talking about a plane exploding.
Right.
I'm
And you
talking
wouldn't.
about, and I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And if there was once someone saw me when I was, I think I said this in the article, that like scaffolding fell and hit some lady on the head, and it was right behind my house, and I saw it, and I saw the news.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, do you want? This was before they knew me, and they're
Yeah.
like, they're like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? It's like, what happened? They're like, scaffolding fell and hit a lady on the street, and I see there's like literally blood on the sidewalk. And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, what am I supposed to say? My favorite one.
This isn't even news.
My favorite one was who was the Bruins player that won the Stanley Cup and then signed a free agent deal and then came back and then beat up his wife in the North End?
Oh, Milan Lucic.
Lucic. So they said, what are your thoughts on Lucic getting arrested for domestic violence? And I was just like, I'm not. What am I? It's bad. Like,
Yeah.
What am I supposed to say about that? How are you interviewing people about like?
Are you trying to find that one person going? Well, it depends on what she said.
Yeah, like what am I? What are you doing? Like, how are you man on the street?
Sometimes they provoke it. You know.
What are your thoughts on this professional athlete smacking up his wife? Like,
sounds like
it's
a
bad.
Sounds like a fuck around, find out situation.
Yeah,
You're never gonna say that.
Right? What? She make him retire? Then yeah. Like, go Breeze. Like,
so funny.
what? What are you supposed to say in that situation?
Yeah, too bad.
But yeah,
too bad you didn't get the name recognition for being on Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, yeah, but it blew up. That was another thing that blew up for me. So Jimmy Kimmel, after the Celtics won, there are all these YouTube. There's all these when the Celtics are in the finals or Eastern Conference Finals. There's like hundreds of people with their YouTube thing, and they got the logo on the microphone.
Yeah.
And I'll do a bunch of those. I never see them.
Uh-huh.
And then I remember I was literally blackout drunk. Like I don't even
you really?
remember. I don't even remember doing
You looked
it.
like the sane person there. It was like a bunch of 20-something college kids, all
screaming about Kyrie Irving,
Yep.
that Kyrie Irving's a bum and he's a piece of shit,
Yep.
and this, that, and there's like 2 or 3 people before me screaming about Kyrie Irving. And then I grab the microphone and I just say, I like the Celtics and I think they're a really good basketball team, really calmly, after these guys were losing their shit. And Jimmy Kimmel saw it, put it on, and it got a good reaction. I put it on Instagram. I was literally at actually Rocco's in the North End, the bar I go to a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And after the game, because Jimmy Kimmel comes on after the NBA Finals, so it was after, I don't think it was after they won. It was after like game 2, I think. So it was after like an away game. And I'm at Rocco's, and all of a sudden I'm just kind of spacing out, and I see me in the background of this video that he's playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's me. And then like I hear, and I'm like, that's holy shit. I'm on Jimmy Kimmel. And some guy in like the most Mike O'Brien like possible way goes, no one cares. I was like, hell yes.
Yeah.
But I was like on national television. And just at a bar, and me and the bartender are flipping out because I was by myself, obviously. And this one guy just yells, no one cares. And I'm just like, hell yeah, North End.
That's
like,
so funny.
Keep being North End. Yeah. And so, but then, so I'm trying to follow it up, and I'm like, maybe Guillermo will be in Boston. So I end up, I know through stand-up some of the writers of Jimmy Kimmel, and I contact the one I know the most and was like, hey, man, like, that was me. And he goes, I knew that was you, but I didn't think it was you. And I go, if Guillermo wants to do like a duck tour or something, he's like, no, that like not going to happen.
That would be funny. That would be a funny bit.
Yeah, it would have been. But then he tells me that if Jimmy Kimmel knew that I was a stand-up and that's what I did, then it would have never made the air.
Really?
That a writer told me that from Jimmy Kimmel, that if they knew that, if they realized that was me and that's what I do, that it would have never made the air, because it was like a skit, whatever, you know? It's like it wasn't prearranged, but
no, it was authentic. You know what it is?
Yeah.
It worked because it was such a deviation from what everyone else was doing.
And I just remember of my blackout haze. I just remember being like, do the complete opposite. It's like, I'll grab the microphone. Sometimes I'll have like a line that I want to say. And then, like I said, I just rant for 3 minutes and have no idea what's coming out of my mouth. So that one, I just knew remain calm and just say something calm. And I didn't know what I was going to say, but it came out. And I like, that was the thing when it showed up, I was like, I don't even remember doing that. And then, like, you know, when you're in a blackout, remember your glory days, Rick? And
I'm still waiting for him.
Yeah. And I was,
they're coming.
That's like me trying to remember Saturday at the BC Notre Dame game. Was I gone on that one? Yeah, and I was like, oh, I do remember that. And it's just like, I just remember my thought process of remaining calm. Yeah. But it's weird being famous, but not really famous. It's stupid because we go to these shows, like we said, we're trying to up our social media so we can do stand up more. It's a weird thing because the more likes, the more views you have.
Let's talk about that.
The more you can. And so that's why people are like, why do you do this news thing? I'm like, because no one else has ever done it. It's original.
Yeah.
And if it takes off, then I'll be able to do more stand-up.
It's taken off in a sense that the Boston Globe did a whole piece on
Yeah,
you.
but no one knew.
With some great photography, by the way.
They sent a photographer to the
Like,
North End.
You got a photo shoot.
I
You
got
like 2 or 3 photos in the paper.
I'm at the comedy scene this weekend on a whatchamacallit, just there's a bunch of us.
a
showcase.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go to Gillette because they're gonna put my picture up on the screen, but it's gonna be me and 5 other people. But I'm on there, and it's one of the I give people when they're like, I need a headshot. It's one of the clips that the Boston Globe took of me, so I got like free headshots out of it. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a weird thing, but no one would have known that it was in the Boston Globe if I didn't post it on my Instagram. Like, because no one reads the Boston Globe anymore. No one would have known it. No one would have known it. Like maybe
I'll
one
go
or two
to
people.
Boston.com,
Yeah.
which is kind of like owned by Boston Globe, and Boston Globe articles will trickle in or
Yeah.
be it's highlights.
It's
It's a
something that
highlights
people,
version of Boston Globe.
yeah, and the more people click on it, the more, because the author goes, I've never had one that hit the front page before, and that this one hit the front page for like a day.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've never had an article that's got
Well, it's
this
just-
many
it's
views.
just funny.
It's
Like,
just a
just-
stupid thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's comedy. Now, how many? Okay, so let's talk about Instagram.
Yeah.
And social media and all that crap, because you don't like it, right?
I love it. No, I love boobs. I love puppies.
I'm not talking about being a consumer. I'm talking about being the content
doing
creator.
it. I hate that I've become addicted to it. That I'm
doing it or doom
doing-
scrolling through it.
I don't doom scroll. I look
Do you
for
look at it
boobs
for more
and
than
puppies.
3 minutes?
That's what I look for. Yeah. No, I like, but then when I have something hit, like today I posted something that I thought was pretty funny of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You came on while I was trying on jeans at the Gap. And so I posted like, this is the first time I've heard this song this year. And with my list of dates for November, which I never have dates for stand up. So, and it was covering the jeans. And I was like, if you want to see the jeans I bought, you have to go to the shows, whatever. It was funny. It was clever. I mean, I'm a comedic genius. What can I say? But it didn't really blow up. And so I'm like, fuck. And so now I'm like pissed
Yeah,
because
but it just got out. You got to give it some
but
time
like
to marinate. You
But
know?
as a person who's had stuff blow up,
Oh, yeah.
it happens.
You're a veteran.
It happens immediately. Like,
Okay.
all of a sudden, you're just like, dude, this has 5,000 views in an hour. Like, what? It's crazy. It's like all of a sudden, just for whatever reason, I've heard you have to post between like 3 and 6 or something like that.
God damn. You know what? I was told
Put in chat,
7 to 9.
Take out your chat GPT, take out your Terminator app there, and put in
I
when
already
do you
did.
post
It
during
It told me like
Yeah.
my audience 7 to 9 p.m.
7 to 9 p.m. I think I've been told 3 to 6. I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
But then
productive
the other
time of the day when everyone's supposed to be working or like getting dinner ready.
But the other biggest thing is the hashtag. You gotta hashtag it up. You can't just. You could put the funniest, most amazing. You could put the hottest chick with the greatest tits with the cutest puppy, and they're all doing the cutest, funniest, sexiest thing. And if you don't put hashtag whatever that people are clicking on that day, then it will never blow up. It's a weird thing. And then you have to have your friends repost it too. None of my friends ever.
and family do not support
No,
the
not at all.
shenanigans. And don't, you know what? It doesn't bother me.
No, I will never repost my friends' stuff, even like because it's stand-up comedians. I won't repost it unless it's like really, 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 really funny. I'll send it to friends. Like I'll individually send it to a friend, but I'm not going to repost it on my Instagram.
Okay.
But I'll like it,
Yeah.
and I might comment on. I'll definitely comment on it. But yeah, I don't know. But so yeah, no one will really repost my stuff, especially in stand-up. But I don't know. It's just a weird. I think. Yeah, and I also don't know how it works. Who knows how it works?
I don't think anyone
don't
knows.
know.
I think it keeps changing how it works.
Yeah.
Like the algorithm keeps changing, and it's like just drives me nuts.
I'll get stuff now that says in my note. I'll get a notification. It'll be like, you have eclipsed a certain level. You now will be ventured out. You'll now reach more people or something.
You know
like their Instagram has deemed you worthy. Like we'll send this out to an extra 1,000 people now.
Wow.
Or whatever it is.
Thank
I
you.
don't know.
Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Thank you,
You're
Instagram,
so awesome.
for making me.
Wow.
It's like reaching level 5 of Zelda. You're like, no shit, I did it. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Okay,
weird.
so this is my take on the social media stuff. It's to be a stand-up comedian. At some point in your life, you're like, "Oh, that's awesome! If I could do that, that would be great." Right?
Yeah.
A pipe dream.
Yeah, it's still a pipe dream.
For-
I'm a tour guide. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I do stand-up comedy. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I've gotten to open up for some cool people once or twice a year.
You're
I'm a real
stand-up
stand-up
comic.
comedian.
You're not touring. You know, if you wanted to go tour and go on the road,
I could, and I'd be homeless living out of my car.
Yeah, it would be hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to do.
I mean, you could do it too, but you'd be doing bars and not opening up for famous people. And same thing. I'd just be doing a bar and then you're like, please.
I just did that in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Yeah.
You ever been to Gaithersburg?
I've driven through it.
Have you really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're the second person I told I went to Gaithersburg and they were familiar
Yeah. How
with
far? It's like, is
30
it?
minutes from DC.
Yeah. I've been to Gaithersburg. I've been to all. My dad's a big Civil War buff, so I've been to all the burgs.
all
I've
the
been to
burgs.
all the burgs. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was my first, I did a festival in Toronto, but this was like my first, let's go on the road and hit a place. And it's like, I understand how people say it gets lonely and boring.
Oh, dude,
You know?
I was in Providence at the Comedy Connection, and I was just like, I'm not going to drive back and forth. And I got an Airbnb that was like less than a mile away, so I'd walk because I was like, oh, I want to drink, and that's what I love, drinking.
Yeah.
And then I opened up for, it was awesome. I opened up for Tom Papa, and it was great.
Mhm.
But then he didn't really want to drink, and then I just walked back to this Airbnb by myself, and I was a big house by myself, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of nowhere in Providence. And I mean, I had my car during the day. I drove to Providence and walked around, but I was like, oh man, at least I'm in Providence. I couldn't imagine being in Gaithersburg, Maryland. And you're just
Yeah. I stayed in DC. I just walked around the mall, but it was closed. The whole thing was closed.
closed.
Government shut down. So I just went to
Goddamn Trump shutting down your vacation.
I probably put 1,000 million mile steps in that day.
That's the dude. DC, Boston,
I
New
like to
York,
walk.
Philadelphia. I love walking.
Walking through cities.
Going on vacation. I love going to cities. I love not making plans unless you get tickets to a concert or a game or something.
Yeah, have a thing. Have a
The rest of the
pinnacle
day,
event.
just walk and just whatever you come across, especially DC, because you just walk and be like, hey, I want to check out the Air and Space Museum. And then they're like, oh, there's 1 million people in there. You can't do it. And you're like, all right, then let's just go to the other museum.
Yeah,
Or
right.
let's just go see I've seen the monuments 1 million times in my life. And I would get in a car and just go and stand. My favorite thing in DC, go by the White House and listen to the people yelling. They're literally yelling at the White House. Trump, you asshole. And Trump's going to be like, oh,
Sometimes
I'm sorry,
he
Bob.
lifts up the window and goes, what? What was that?
what
Oh,
was
yes.
that?
Noted. Thank you.
I saw some guy go up to the guard at the front desk. There's a check. You can just walk in, and if you somehow flash the right media badge, they'll just go. It's just literally an office. You know, there's nothing special about it. If you have the right, same thing. I can't go into certain floors of the Prudential building because I don't have the right badge. But if you have the right badge, you just walk in this entrance. You'll sit there. The NBC News reporters will be walking right by it. There's no special entrance for them. And but some guy just walked up and goes, yeah, I have a meeting with the president. And the guy's like, oh yeah, what time? And he humored him for 2 minutes, and then finally he's like, dude, you gotta get out. You gotta get out of here. You know, he knew he was full of shit right off the bat.
But he's got to take his.
But he's got to take, because what if he really did?
Yeah, what if he's the ambassador from Finland?
Who
and,
knows? There's some person that somehow knew whatever. He's friends with the president, and just all of a sudden you're like, no, but he really could.
Back to the whole social media thing, when I saw Eddie Murphy delirious in 7th grade, I was like, I want to be a comedian.
Yeah, me too. That's so funny. Mine was Raw. I saw Raw before Delirious. But yeah, me, the same thing. When people were like, why do you want it? It's Eddie Murphy Raw, Eddie Murphy Delirious. Yeah.
But the thing that I loved about it was the live performance, him on the stage, the energy, just the way everything he did. But what you're watching was performance art. You're watching a live performance on a stage. And I've never lost sight of that. That is what stand-up comedy is.
You were witnessing him reenact a gay man on a cop car sounding like a siren. Yes. Woo. Yeah, that's one thing I remember.
Witness him do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But now we're at this point where you can get on stage and
anywhere
have your time in the spotlight, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. But your Instagram followers, or the number of them, is now a stage credit. And also a barrier to entry. And that, I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? Because I want to be a performing artist on a stage in front of a live audience with real-time interaction.
Yeah.
And to do that, you want me to hang out by myself in my fucking living room.
Yeah.
Talking into my phone like a loser.
Yeah.
And then putting a wig on and assuming another personality because I don't have any friends over that want to do this. So I have to play the part of the other person, and then I blah 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 back, and then I diddle with it on the fucking computer and
you diddler,
yeah, and I get it up on the Instagram, and then I go, I hope something
happens, and then See, though, I do different things. If
you get like 20,000 followers. You can headline some places.
You can open up for people. Yeah, it's a weird. It is a weird thing. But like I said, I want to do stand up because I just want to have a job that's not a real job. Because I love just hearing when I meet real comedians that really tour and really do shows and really make money and have like houses because of comedy and stuff. Which I'm just like, holy crap, that's amazing.
Right.
No matter how many shows you're on, you're like, you bought a place to live off of comedy. That's fucking amazing.
Well, it's like one of those you are a millionaire, you know, or
I'm doing
scraping.
So you
got a day job and you're going out to a mic on a Tuesday, and then every other Friday you got a show or something. And
it's just
maybe
like,
you get $100
if you're lucky. Free booze. Oh man, that's why I love doing them. I'll tell you about me bombing this past weekend. But
you did.
Oh yeah, but like, it's so funny hearing the big time comics complain about, oh man, I'm tired. I had 2 shows Friday and 2 shows Saturday. And I'm like, dude, I have to do 5 tours a day, 5 days a week sometimes, 4 to 5 days a week, 5 tours a day, 95-degree heat in traffic, sometimes with 35 people that don't understand this English language, and I have to still keep doing it. And it's like, there's days I come home and I'm like exhausted.
How long is the tour?
An hour and a half. So I do 5 hour-and-a-half long sets, and it's not like you're on stage and just being like, what's the deal with airline food? Dude, I'm doing jazz hands. I'm like excited and just like saying the same thing basically every time. I've done it 7,000 times. Oh, I have mental breakdowns in the middle. Usually around August is when I'll have like a good, a solid one where I'm just like, I'll just like, it's almost like you're on drugs where you're like thinking people are fucking with you. And it's just like, I'll need middle of August. I'm like, I need a week off to just like get away from this. Cause it's a lot. It's a lot.
I bet.
But it's more the heat. Like the heat gets to you and you're like dehydrated and you're just like so done. And, but then I hear, these guys who are making millions staying at nice hotels and complaining that they had to speak for 45 minutes twice in one day or an hour. And you're like, dude, come on. The hardest part, the job about
the traveling, the meet
that's
and
the
greets,
job.
The radio call-in shows, the morning TV show.
The talking is the easiest.
They probably
part
have a podcast that they had to like.
Well, that's
on
now,
about.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's so funny that I also think it's one of those things where like I want to do that, and then I think when I do that, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. But that's also the type of guy I am when I finally, if I was to go to psychiatrist, like once I get to what I want, I'm just like, I don't want to do it anymore.
I've accomplished all my goals. I'll go do something else.
I don't.
But what would you do if it wasn't for comedy?
Nothing. I'm a practicing retired man now. I don't work between November and April, and it's fantastic.
Do you travel?
I'll go down. I got to go down to Florida. My mom's going to be moving, so that's going to be fun. I'll be driving. I don't know. At some point, I'll drive down and back and down from Florida or whatever. So I'm flying out there at some point in the next couple weeks.
What are you doing?
I'll go
Florida?
somewhere. I've done shows. No, I do nothing. I go to. I like going during spring training. I go to spring training. I've become friendly with the Nesson guys, and like we'll go out one night and get hammered, me and the Nesson guys, and that's fun.
Like you're talking
like me and the crew. Steve, the camera guy, Tommy Karen.
Oh, yeah?
He drinks fancy beers. The sideline guy. Yeah.
How about Jim Rice?
Jim Rice, no, but I got to meet Tom Caron. Let me meet Jim. I have a picture of me, Jim Rice, and Wade Boggs, and my brother from when I was 7 years old, maybe even younger than that.
Yeah.
And Tom Caron let me in the booth during a game so Jim Rice could sign it. And Jim Rice just like kind of signed it and handed it back and was like,
Didn't even care.
He didn't. Yeah. He was like, where was this? And I was like, I don't know. I was 6. It was in Winter Haven somewhere. And my dad's best friend told me the whole story. And I was like telling the story. And he was just like, he wasn't like, get out of here. But he was also just like, cool. You know,
But
like,
he wasn't really impressed.
no, not at all.
See, I don't know how that. I don't know how. If I were famous,
I still love Jim Rice, and I've met him a
Sure.
couple times, and he wasn't a dick, but he was also like every time you've heard Jim Rice stories, it's just him being like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, he's a very straightforward. I met
Yeah.
him one time too. Very straightforward guy. I don't think he laughs or smiles.
He does. I've seen him laugh.
Really?
I've seen him smile. I've never really met him outside of like a I'm meeting Jim Rice moment. I've never like
Sure.
hung out with Jim Rice before.
Which, by the way, should be the time he should be laughing and smiling.
Yeah, but I think that's more of he's just like maybe that's the part of the job he hates is the schmoozing, you know? So I've heard from the Nessa people that he's the nicest guy and he's great, but I think when he meets there's lots of people who are like, I'm not a circus animal, you know, like
Right.
I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to sign your stupid ball. I don't want to take your picture. Why? You know? And maybe that's why he's like that. I don't know.
I don't know. If I were famous and someone came up to me 30 years later with a photo of me with them when they were 10,
Yeah.
I would be blown away by that.
Yeah.
I would be
pretty
like,
crazy.
holy shit,
That'd
dude.
be pretty crazy.
You've not only did you get your picture taken with me when you were 7 because you liked me when you were 7
Yeah.
or 10 or whatever, but you held on to this picture
Forever. It's like the most like
and then you knew that you were going to meet me again, and so you dug that picture up for me to sign.
Yeah.
You got it, buddy. Let's get another picture. Let's recreate the picture.
that would be cool.
I would
Yeah.
totally love that.
Yeah, it was a different
That's why I
situation.
should be
I'm
famous.
still very
I'd be the
thankful,
most cool,
and it was an
famous
amazing.
person.
You say that, but then I do the duck tours. At the end of the duck tours, sometimes people will start talking to me, and I'm like, dude, tour's over. You know, like I won't say that.
You just
I
turn
won't
down.
say that, but they'll be like, what's the best lobster roll? I'm like, I don't know, man. James
Oh.
Hook's over there.
Yeah,
Like, and they're
yeah.
like, so how long have you lived here? I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, nice to meet you.
That's the
Like,
thing with tourists.
Yeah.
It's like, or just humans. When you can be the biggest dick, you can be in the rat race, you can be stressed, you can be whatever. But the second you go out, like on a vacation, it's just so funny. Like I just saw this clip of this white woman making fun of white women on exotic vacations,
Yeah.
which is like, I'm talking Caribbean.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's just like, I just love the culture.
Yeah.
I just love the culture.
The
And
culture
she's like-
of the
she's like on a resort.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Well, I do a joke. I hate doing like bits, but it's something that happens. And people ask me what's the best, and I'll say this on tour when people are like, "What's the best this? What's the best that?" I go, "Why does my opinion matter?" You know,
Yeah.
like I never understood that. Well, I used to be a concierge, and I would be like, people were like, "Oh, I want to go to a restaurant." I'd be like, "Oh, well, here's this restaurant because they pay me to send you there.
right.
They'll literally give me money. If you ever go to a concierge and they give you the restaurant, they name a restaurant and make the reservation for you. They're getting money, they're getting food, they're getting all the above. Like in the North End, when I was a concierge, I never paid for anything. I would just leave $100 tip and that was it.
Mhm.
I got free food everywhere. I get $10 per person to send people to restaurants. So that's where, and someone came back and was like, I didn't like it. I'm like, well, I love it. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, like my joke I do on the tour is just like, I don't know. Like, what's the best this? What's the best that? If I could have anything for dinner tonight, it'd be dino nuggets and ketchup. And people ask me about fine dining around the city of Boston. You know,
Yeah,
like,
right.
and also these people from Iowa, you're just going to get the chicken parm. You know, so it's not like you're getting some exotic thing. You're just getting pasta in a fried chicken thing.
What is the Boston dish though? There really is like
Well, there's the Italian. Well, it's seafood. People always want to know seafood, and that's the other thing. People ask me
Sure.
about lobster. What's the best lobster? I'm like, it's boiled. Everywhere you go, it's a boiled lobster. You can honestly, the 30,000 people watching, you can go to a grocery store, get a lobster for like $20. They'll steam it for you at the grocery store,
Yep.
and then there's
Wrap it up.
tables, and then you wrap it up. You can eat it there. I've seen people families eat lobster dinners at the grocery store. 100%. I've
No
seen that.
kidding.
Yeah,
I've never
absolutely.
seen that.
Yeah, and they just do it. And why would you go to a restaurant and spend $60? Like, it's one thing now if you're getting like a stuffed lobster with
where's that?
some-
Like Whole Foods?
I've seen it at Star Market. Yeah, Star Market
have,
at the
like a
Prudential Center, and then they don't have the tables at the Prudential
yeah.
Center anymore because the homeless people were ODing.
Mhm.
And then, but the one in the TD Garden that I go to, you'll see people. They'll get lobsters. They'll sit at the table. And
That's
they'll eat it.
a good hack.
Yeah, and it's like a lobster's like $20. They steam it for you there. It takes like 5 minutes, not even.
And the ambiance isn't bad. I mean,
The
it's
ambience,
like,
as
the
most
people
Sislak would say.
watching.
Yeah, oh,
the
it's
people
great.
watching is good. You know, people are
also,
coming and going. You're sitting down.
You're
having a
from
lobster.
Nebraska. You've never had a lobster before. Why? I mean, I guess
That
you
blows
know.
my mind. Don't they have a Red Lobster in Nebraska? I
Probably.
think everyone's had lobster.
Red Lobster's legit. I had one in Dallas. In Dallas, Texas, I had a Red Lobster, and I went because I was like, I've never been to a Red Lobster before. If you ever been at Dallas, is like the king of chain restaurant. There's chain restaurants everywhere in every
it's
block.
America.
Yeah, but I mean, in New England, there's chain restaurants, but it's like off of the highway. Like Dallas is like if you were to go down like Boylston Street, and it was like Red Lobster, Old Country Buffet. Like
it doesn't
like
have
in
its
the
own
middle.
unique like.
They do, but they also just have these chain restaurants like in the middle of the city. You know, it's not like here you gotta go to South Bay to go to the Olive Garden. Like in Dallas, it's like in downtown Dallas. There's just
I can't remember the last
chain
time I've
restaurants
been
everywhere.
to a chain restaurant.
Really? Oh, I love chain restaurants.
Do you really?
Oh my God.
What's
the
your favorite one?
The 99 in Charlestown is just.
Oh, I used to go there.
Oh my God. There was a mob hit in a booth. You could sit in the booth where someone got killed in the 90s in a booth there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's right. When you walk through the front door, take a right. First booth on the right. There's a mob hit there in the 90s.
Okay. So Charlestown, 99.
Mm-hmm.
Sullivan's in Charlestown. And
Sullivan's Castle or whatever, and that's in Southie.
No, Sullivan's Tap or something like that.
Oh, well, Sullivan's Tap is the dive bar I go to. That's outside of TD Garden, longest bar in Boston.
It's
another chain
called
restaurant.
Sully. I forget. Went in there. An off-duty police officer was shot there.
Oh, really? Oh, a restaurant in Charlestown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to live on Park Street, across the street from Ironside Grill. Bar.
Yeah.
Funniest story that ever happened there. I was sitting there. We were watching some highlights of a Bruins game, and I was just like, Sean Thornton's the coolest fucking guy. He's that fourth line banger that everyone wants. And guess what? Door fucking opens. Sean Thornton sat right down.
He lived right in Charlestown.
He lived right down the road. That was awesome. But the cool thing that happened there once was two guys went to the bar, and they sat at the bar, and no one was in the bar. It was like a Friday night. No one's in the bar. Not even a bartender.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, what's going on here? You know?
Yeah.
After like 5 minutes of waiting, they just leaned over and hit the tap and filled up their own pints of beer.
Yeah.
About that time, the place was descended upon by Boston police cruisers all over the place.
Yeah.
And these dudes were like, what the fuck? Like, we just took a beer. Like, we were going to pay for it, right? What had happened is the place was just robbed, and the guy that took all the money out of the register and everything, he put everybody in the walk-in cooler and locked it on them.
Oh.
And somebody got a cell service out of there. Amazingly.
So when did this robbery? So you've been sitting there for like how long? And you're like, the service here sucks.
Yeah. The guy was like there for like 5-10 minutes.
Well, how long were you? Were you there? Oh, you weren't there. Oh, okay. I thought you were there.
This is my story. No, this was the story. They used to have a revolver above the air conditioner on the door coming in too.
No shit, really?
Yeah. Is that fucked up?
It's people always ask me about Charlestown.
That's before the gentrification.
Yeah. Now Charlestown is like the richest. It's where all the Bruins used to live. I lived in the North End, and across from me, like Battery Wharf. Like I would just get sandwiches with Pasternak and Marchand. And like I'd see Marchand all the time.
Yeah.
But then they all moved to Charlestown. They all live in. What's his name? The goalie lives next to Warren Tavern, apparently.
Oh yeah, Warren Tavern.
I would never know him if he could punch me in the face. I wouldn't know who he was. But yeah, Swayman. Yeah, I guess they all live in. They all moved. They all got houses in Charlestown because they were living in luxury condos, and then they got kids, and then they moved to houses in Charlestown.
Well, like you watch the town, you see the gritty side of it. I remember I went for a run.
How long ago was this?
This is like 2009.
We're at the age where we kind of remember the end of the everyone getting shot phase of Charlestown.
It used to be the number one bank robbery capital of the world.
Yeah.
Nobody talks.
Southie was the same thing too.
Yep.
Like now Southie is just rich college kids that try to get in a bar saying, "Do you know who my dad is?" And they're all dressed the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I went for a run, and you're on one side of Bunker Hill.
Yeah.
It's
It's
tourists would go there. Like Todd English has a restaurant there, Olives, right, which would catch on fire like every Wednesday. But then you go over the hill, and then you're like, whoa.
Yeah, that's where the projects are. Yeah,
the projects.
There's still
I
the
didn't even know
projects.
there was like just door open with like a kid with no shoes on, just out in the street, and I'm like, what the? This is a completely different Charlestown, and it's only divided by just a street.
When I worked at the jail for 2 years during COVID, that was like you'd see all these guys, and they'd all have Cincinnati Reds, like, so they put everyone in whatever gang or where they live. They put them in the same unit, so because they just fight all the time. If you put Dorchester kids with like Charlestown kids, they just fight all the time.
Gotcha.
So they all have, but the gangs all have like sports logos as their symbols. So they're from Charlestown, so they had a C. So they all had Cincinnati Reds stuff. Like guys would have Reds logos tattooed on their face, and I would just go up to them and be like, "Oh, so who's your favorite Cincinnati Red of all time?" And they'd be like, "Shut up, Obi." You don't know. But you'd hear these Charlestown stories, and you're like, where the hell does this happen? Like it still happens, but it's like in certain areas. But yeah, people always come like once or twice a year on a duck tour. I'll be doing a duck tour through like the theater district, and a guy will raise his hand. I'll be like, it's always a guy, and I'll be like, is this the combat zone? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, do you want me to point out where Paul Pierce got stabbed? Like, what do you want? Like, dude, there's literally like a 10-year-old from Indiana, and you want me to go into the whores and cars being stolen here? Like, come on.
So the combat zone, that was a nationally known.
That was a nationally known
like
thing.
everyone around the country knows that Boston's got a place.
I wouldn't say everyone knows that, but everyone knew about it. Like, I wouldn't say everyone, but it was like a thing that when people, if you were like, I'm going to Boston, and you were from Montana, someone, when you told them that they're going to Boston, someone in your group would be like, avoid the combat zone.
Yeah,
like,
or go to the combat zone.
Or go back, go to the combat zone. Yeah.
I
never went to the combat zone when it was the combat zone.
No.
I knew of it, though. I remember being 10 and knowing that it was a thing.
Yeah, and you could be in the vicinity because it's like near the theater district.
It's right next to Boston Common. We never, because of growing up, I grew up in Northampton, Mass. Because of the Big Dig and like the crime, we never went past. We'd really just drive to Riverside, get on the Green Line, go to a Red Sox game, hop back on, and go back. Like we went.
You never got into the city.
We did the Freedom Trail once when I was like before I went to before the Big Dig. I went to the old Boston Garden when I was like in second grade or third grade.
You only been there once?
Only once.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Because of the Big Dig, my dad didn't want to go to the area, and also the crime, it was bad. It was really bad. And you want to?
It's amazing how cleaned up the city is, though. Like no prostitutes, no like. There's 2 strip clubs, but I wouldn't even know where.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even know where they are.
It's like
there's just kind of
downtown Crossing's messed up.
Yeah, that's kind of a seedy place. It's
not even a seedy place.
Too many pigeons.
The biggest pigeons suck. I hate
pigeons. Pigeons are everywhere. It's like what I got shit on. Obviously, it's not that hard. I mean, there's so many pigeons.
Yeah,
like when a flock of them fly over, you're like, oh god, please.
Pigeons is like my number one. Like scary, like I'm not scared, but I'm just like, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. That and open, I don't like swimming in rivers, lakes, oceans. Stuff touches my leg. I don't know what it is.
Because of Jaws.
Yeah, not Jaws. I think it's more because of just like the beaches in New England sucks, so you never see the water. Like you don't.
What's your beef with the New England beach?
Cape Cod's atrocious. It's covered in seaweed.
I have a Cape rental that I'm trying to fill up. Okay?
Oh, sorry, it's fantastic, and you should rent through Rick. But it's cold. You're stepping on rocks and shells, and then it's like murky water. You can't see anything. Stuff touches your leg. I don't know what it is.
Sometimes you can see them.
Yeah, I don't know. No,
you know what you can do. My son and I went out there, in the evening. We're just catching sharks, off the shore.
I did that in Naples off the pier. I would go and I caught a baby hammerhead shark, and I caught a blacktail shark.
So you can catch dogfish with your bare hands.
Yeah,
at the beach
that's pretty cool.
And because they're slow, they're just slow fish. And if you go like at nighttime with like a headlamp. Mm-hmm. And you walk around like shin deep water.
No, I wouldn't do that. No.
You wouldn't?
No way.
Why?
At night, shin deep? No. Because sharks, man, I watch.
Yeah, but these sharks aren't going to eat
follow.
you.
Speaking of Instagram, follow Nature's Metal. Those sharks come right up on shore. Will just grab you.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You see those?
They'll always. You see those videos of just stuff like coming right. Alligators, just boom, done. You're done. No.
Well, you can get over this thing and just grab it.
Yeah. And then what do you do? Kiss it or do you eat it?
Yeah,
what do
you go like, holy shit! I just caught a shark with my bare hands.
Yeah.
And then you raise it above your
bare
head.
hands. Bare hands.
And then you put them back in the water.
Yeah. Then you say, get
and then
out
your
of
kid
there,
goes,
scamp.
"Oh my god, Dad, you're the coolest person in the world.
You're the coolest man ever." Yeah.
And I'm like, mention this moment in my eulogy, son.
Did he do it? Did he do it
No.
too? He didn't do it? Oh.
No.
That's interesting.
Just me.
Yeah. So I don't know what we covered. We covered Boston. We covered the news.
We got to wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up. We got to go talk to
hit you up on like modern day technology. What's your take on apps?
Like mozzarella sticks?
No, the shit you have to download on your phone.
I am so addicted to my phone. It's like now screwing with my when I'm like a 16-year-old with depression because of my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love playing Candy Crush. I love playing the King's whatever.
Candy Crush is like so 5 years ago.
I still play it. I play that and this King's thing.
You still play Wordle?
No,
Flappy
I never
Bird?
did. No, that's smart people stuff. I don't do smart people stuff. No, I play Candy Crush and whatever, and then checking my Instagram nonstop. It's that weird dopamine thing. It's like you're like, oh my god, that thing blew up, or wow, I have 20 likes and that's cool. Like it's a weird. I
hate looking up my Instagram. I'm trying to get some traction. I'm doing these reels where it's like comic versus content creator, and I play both roles.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like trying to. One guy's like, "Oh, you got inspired." I'm like, "I'm not inspired." Right? Some guy writes, "I'm inspired to follow you." No, not really. And I just thought, who is this fucking guy?
But like I said, with the thing
He
of
fed the algorithm,
the
right?
kids, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want that.
Yeah.
And it's so funny when people. I mean, I have on my. Oh my God, which one was it? Before the Knicks Celtics, that blew up. I said, "Oh, it's an embarrassment to the game of basketball. The Celtics have to play this series, and Spike Lee should give me his tickets." I said that on the local news, and they played it on the news, and it blew up. And then everyone is just. I mean, I have 216 comments on like 3, because then it got reposted on other things that blew. Like that one blew up big, but like every comment is that I'm fat, bald, or stupid, and it's just like
that's because
people. I love it. Dude, I love it. I laugh my ass off. My lady friend at one point, I remember when it was blowing up, I was reading. She's like, "Stop reading the comments. They're mean." And I'm like, I think they're hilarious. Like there's some 17-year-old in Nebraska being like, "Fuck this guy." Like I love that. I guess I've always wanted to be the heel.
You get a kick out of that.
I get a kick out of being shit on, and that's why people think I'm mean. No, if I shit on you, that means I like you.
Well,
you know,
that's the difference. It's like I have friends that. Fraternity brothers that we get together with never say anything nice to each other.
Yeah, but that means they like each other.
Yes. If someone's like, "Hey, Rick, that's a nice sweater," I'd be like,
I love, by the way, I meant to mention I'm a big cardigan guy.
Oh,
I
you
love
are?
cardigans.
Yeah.
I love it. It's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said, "Hey, that's a nice sweater." I'd be like, "Dude, are
you fucking with me?"
Yeah. Like what?
But that's how I
Where
grew
you going
up
with this?
When I first started doing comedy. Like my friends, if they saw me, I could do a set where I'm at, I could be at the TD Garden and 19,000 people lose their minds for 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the greatest set ever done. And my friends from high school would be like, "You suck." And I'd be like, "Good, you liked it,"
Yeah, right. Well, that's totally different.
So when
thing.
I first started doing stand-up and people would be like, "Hey man, great set," and I'd be like, "Fuck you," if someone was giving me a compliment,
I don't need your compliments.
I would be like, "What?" But then back to me bombing the other night. Okay, so we meant to mention this. It was Friday night, because Saturday night I was blackout at the BC Notre Dame game and then Celtics game. Friday night I wasn't blackout, but I was pretty good and drunk, and I was walking around Beacon Hill with my friend from Chicago who came in for the BC Notre Dame game, and we went to the studio, and I have my Winnie the Pooh costume, which I love wearing, and it gets a big, people love it. It's just like a half red shirt.
You show your belly,
and I
all
show
of your
my belly,
Halloween
absolutely,
costumes.
and I have yellow tights,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm human Winnie the Pooh, and people are because it's just so ridiculous. People laugh and you're an idiot, and I'm like, "Hey, can I get a guest spot?" I'm pretty stupid about trying to get guest spots because I just feel like if you don't ask, you'll never get it. And I don't want to be the person standing there. Like, I want to ask, like, tell me no. If you tell me no, you tell me no. I don't care. I'll call you an asshole, but I mean, I don't care. But so they put me up there. I go up there and I go to the back room. Like, I'm not walking around dressed as Winnie the Pooh. Like, the first time the people see it, it's like 40, 50 people at the studio. First time I walk out is when the whole place sees it. No one reacts. It's just like crickets. It's like people are like, what the hell? And so then I start and I'm like, you know, when you do a joke and you're like, this kills, and then no one reacts and you're like, that's never I don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's my fault because I'm visibly drunk too. And so I start trying to I start panicking. And then I'm like, everything I was going to say that I thought was funny to it was that. And so then I just go into my set and I'm drunk and I'm like forgetting it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. It was like I walked off and I was like, it was the worst bomb I've ever had in my life.
How many minutes to do?
I was supposed to do 5, but I stupidly went over because I was panicking. So I did like 6.5.
You were rambling.
Because I was rambling because I was like panicking. Like, I've bombed. We've all bombed, but I've never bombed like that. Like, that was like a good room of people and it was my own fault. Like, it wasn't the crowd sucked or whatever. I was just a drunk idiot dressed in tights thinking that people were going to think that was funny. And because usually people think it's funny, like, but they didn't, and it's nothing against them, it's me, and I was also a drunk mess. But like, I've been a drunk mess on stage, and it's worked, you know. So it's just like, I don't know, it just didn't work that night, and it was just like, wow, and then I'm gonna go to our show tonight, probably bomb again, and be like, wow,
well, that's great.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm trying to make this a monthly thing, so we got to put
Let's
our
do
best
it. I'll do my best 75 minutes. It's gonna be fantastic.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the original question was, what do you think of these apps?
Oh,
and I only want to bring it up because I park the car in Boston. You need an app for that.
Yes.
I park my car in Cambridge. I need an app for that. You think you can make it the same app? No.
Nope.
Now I've got all these wherever you go. Oh, I'm here. I download the app. I don't want these goddamn things on my phone. It's getting clogged up. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's this pretentiousness of like, oh, we're app worthy. No, you're not.
Yeah, no, yesterday...
There should just be one universal app for that.
I agree. There's too many apps, but it's also people are making money. People want to make money off of stuff, and they are making money off of stuff. But, so yesterday I go to the library because I don't have a printer, because who has a printer now? No one has a printer. You might have a printer.
I totally have a printer.
Yeah, I don't have a printer.
I have 2 printers. Do you want one?
Whoa.
Do you need a printer?
No, because I'll never use it, and I got to set it up.
Apparently you do use it.
And then it runs out. I use it like twice a year, and I just go to the library, which is right next door. And
the Boston Public Library?
Boston Public Library in North End. Yeah, well, there's the main one. There's ones everywhere.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, okay.
I go to the one in the North End. Because right next to me,
satellite one.
Yeah, if I have to print something out, which is literally once or twice a year, and I go to get my Yahoo to get my email to print the thing out, and whatever reason my Yahoo it's not signing up, and I'm starting to have like a meltdown, and I go to the library and I'm like, my Yahoo isn't working, and they're like, oh, you can do it off of your phone, and so then I go to do it off of my phone. Download the app, and I'm like, oh my God, you know when you're just like, I thought this was going to be like a 5-minute process. I was in there for 45 minutes and I'm just like, dude, and it's like, you know when you deal with like Bank of America and you finally get a person on your phone on the phone and you're like, dude, I'm not yelling at you.
Yeah.
I'm yelling at Bank of America. And I like this poor librarian who was very helpful and very nice.
Yeah.
I was just like, there are times where I'm just like, and I'm like, she didn't do this.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like,
don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah. I'm like, thank you, miss. And then finally she just like kind of, and then it said, you know, you get $20 free a month of printing at the library, at the Boston Public Library. And so it looked like, I guess I had $1.80 in my account and I didn't realize it. So it looked like I had to pay $21.80 to print this stuff out.
Yeah.
There's 20 pages. So I was like, that's pretty crazy, but whatever. And so then it's like, you have to go to PayPal. Now, what's my PayPal thing? So then send this other thing, and I'm just like having this meltdown, and the lady's like, no, it's free. You just send it, and then you press this, and I'm like, but then why is PayPal coming up if it's saying,
oh my God,
it's free?
We sound like, on one instance, I want to say we're getting old.
Yeah, we are getting old.
It's passing us by.
Yeah,
and you know we're stupid. But on the other side of the coin, I want to say No, these things need to do better.
Yeah.
How come I have to break in? I feel like I'm breaking into my Facebook account. Like, oh, send a verification code. Now I have an authentic.
Yeah.
Like I bought airline tickets on American Airline.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in like 9 months. So it asked me for my user and password. I don't remember
it. Now you gotta forget
now
password.
I have to
you
go
gotta do
through
the whole
all
thing
yeah,
again.
Yep. And then it's
yeah.
like, oh, check your phone now for a verification code. Put that in to get your authenticate. What's that word?
Authenticity? I don't know. Authentication code. Yeah.
It's like, well, how many fucking codes do we need to? What happened to last name, mother's maiden name?
But even now they have the face thing. Just do the face thing.
Yeah.
Like what I just went through with my aunt. She had dementia. She had COPD. She passed away. Very sad. But
it's a comedy podcast.
Going through like health, like when you hear like healthcare is fucked up and you're like, no, it's not until you deal with it. And then I'm like, I'm trying to set this stuff up to get Medicare. I was my aunt's power of attorney, which is like that poor woman. She was fucked. But I'm trying to set this stuff up and I'm like, I can't do it. Your whole company is dealing with dementia old people and you're making this process as difficult as possible.
My neighbor works in AI at Microsoft in the healthcare division to fix exactly this problem.
It's like
he's like, first of all, technology is clunky.
Yeah.
Healthcare is just an abomination.
Yeah.
Right. No one talks to anybody.
No one talks. You're talking to robots and stuff.
Yep.
And there's some 70-year-old person with dementia who's trying to not die because they need to make this phone call and they don't even know why they're on the phone and they're just like, what is your this? What is your that? Type this in, say this, press this. And it's just like, I can barely do it. How could my 73-year-old dementia aunt do it? You know, it's ridiculous.
That's why
we should do something about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do about it. We can end on this and then you tell me what you're going to do. But when my kids move out, we're downsizing. I'm gonna go quasi off grid.
Yeah, that's a good way. Just go to the woods.
Buy like 2 acres, 3 acres of land out in those sticks. Get solar panels.
There you go.
Now you got electricity.
But
then literally have a composting outhouse.
Yeah, I want to stay in the city as long as possible.
I do like the city.
I want to live in the city because I just feel if I lived in the burbs, I'd be 5,000 pounds because I would never walk anywhere.
Yeah, but you're chopping wood for the winter.
That is true. Yeah,
you're gonna get a workout.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, follow me on Michael B59. You can see all my news clips, my fame. You can see my 2,000 to 3,000 followers of my fame. Yeah. That's the worst too, is you have something blow up and you're like, dude, I'm going to get so many followers. I have a thing of 2.4 million views and I bet you I got 300 follows off of it. Maybe 300. And that was like, holy shit, I got 300 follows off of this. I still have no one following me.
Instagram doom scrollers are a hard nut to crack.
Yeah, they don't even know they don't even know whose account, you know? Like unless there's the face with the boobs, I have no idea who you are. Yeah.
That's cool. Well, on that note, Scuttlebutt, we're out.
Have a great night, everybody.
Or day, depending on when you're watching this. It's up to them. It's your prerogative.